Hello, long time no see. Um, so I recorded a video a couple days ago where I was just kind of walking around and doing things, but I realized there's a lot of context that's missing because the last video I put up on my channel, I was in Houston. So probably I'm referencing things that people have no idea what's going on. So for context, I at the end of the last video, I think I had hinted that I might come up to Wichita, and I'd hinted that I might get a job at Goodwill, and actually both of those things happened. I got a job at Goodwill. I only lasted a week, but I took that money and I hitchhiked up to Wichita, where I've been for the last 4 weeks. And I've been working at a moving company up here in Wichita for like the last 3-ish weeks. So I referenced that a little bit in the video, and that's why I'm in Wichita right now. So, the video that I'm about to show you, it's like 20 minutes long, so it's a little too long to put into a video unedited, but I think it's pretty good just as a standalone thing, so I decided I wanted to upload it on the second channel, and some parts of this will make it into some video eventually. And I think I am going to probably start working on getting more main channel uploads pretty soon here. So, yeah. In the meantime, here's this little slice of life. I decided I needed to go for a little walk. It's Sunday, and been kind of cooped up in the hotel room. So I just want to kind of take a little walk around, see what I can see. Getting to know the area a little bit. South Wichita is like pretty industrial. So not expecting to see anything too crazy, but just need to get some air, and I might as well show you a little bit of the area while I'm here. You get a lot of these little unofficial sidewalks where people clearly walk and bike a lot, but there isn't a sidewalk for some reason. There's no sidewalks on this road at all, despite it being a pretty major road. This here's a pretty notable landmark. We got this dude holding a tire. It's a tire shop, obviously. I don't know who put that there or why, but appreciate a little bit of public art in a place like this. There's a gentleman's club over here, which I have not been to, although I've thought about it. There's also a nice little bar down that way that I've also thought about, but most of the days on like Friday nights I just don't feel like going out. I'm generally not much of a going out kind of person in the first place, so it is what it is. Just a broken glass mug on the ground. Lord knows where that came from. A little bridge over here going over some train tracks. I'm gonna go check it out, see see if there's anything interesting. There's a lot of homeless people around, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's somebody over there, but just check it out and see. Alright, well, I did see somebody over there, so I won't film too much actually under the bridge, but you can see the usual graffiti and people hanging out. And there's some random stuff over here. Might as well check it out. I always like to see what people are writing on the walls. Seems like some relatively neutral graffiti right here. What's that say? If anyone who likes to get dominated, owned, get told what to do, call or text this number, which I'm gonna have to censor. Ask for Master Joe. Women only. That's hilarious. Yeah, just some random train tracks. Mostly looks like just kind of random stuff. There's one bigger piece right there, and then a bunch of kind of a cute little animal or something. Looks like there was some sort of writing here that I can't quite make out anymore. That almost looks like it could be a rail tag. There, that one's got the thing, although I don't know if that's necessarily a rail symbol, that label. Sometimes they'll have like the train tracks, but I don't know if that's what that is. That's a pretty nice piece right there. Somebody put some time into that one. I don't see anybody up here, so I might go take a look. Done fucked up now. Some nice satanic graffiti. This one's kind of elaborate. I don't know what it all means, but somebody's doing some sort of summoning. I'll go ahead and not step in the middle of that. Maybe somebody trying to help people out right there. That's cool. That is cool. Somebody's actually put like a phone number to call for people who are in trouble. That looks like rail graffiti if you ask me. I don't recognize it, but just that type of pen and that type of thing. I don't think trains really stop here, but you never know. Sometimes they just randomly stop, or people will jump out or whatever, you know. It's that same tag in a bigger thing. Yeah, so, you know, I like looking at graffiti. Sometimes it's interesting, sometimes it's kind of fucked up, but that's kind of the point. As you can see, there's quite a lot of trees around. Wichita is a pretty green place. There's like 2 rivers, I think, that converge here, or at least one river. I've had a couple of jobs recently where we drove up to like Kansas City or Junction City, and when you're on that drive, you know, at first you're going through this kind of stuff, and then it breaks out into open plains, and then around Kansas City it gets green again. So just like, you know, Kansas has a reputation for being flat and boring, and it is, but there's still variation. You know, if you're by a river, you're near a wet place, then it's going to be greener, and if you're out in the plains, then it's going to be less green. It's kind of an interesting horseshoe thing, and then you look over and the whole place is abandoned, boarded up. Of course, there's no trespassing. See a lot of this like abandoned stuff around. It's a bit of a shame. I don't know what this used to be, but it's, you know, they had enough money to pay for a nice sign and a nice arch over the door at one point. Not anymore. It's just endless towing companies, auto sales, more auto sales. There's like an RV park, I guess. There's like a junkyard back there. I mean, it's always kind of like, you know, just the area that you're in, but also I think in Wichita is kind of, it's an industrial type of city. I always wonder how all these like auto parts stores can stay in business. There's so many of them around, but I guess there's just a lot of cars on the road, and probably it's pretty good margins, so they can just buy a cheap lot like this one, and even if they don't get that many sales, they can just, they get so much extra from each sale that they can afford rent, I assume. But I don't know, probably these places pop up and close up pretty quickly too. It's kind of interesting. There's apartments here, but they're like little tiny house apartments. Probably pretty damn cheap, especially in this part of the city. Now we're coming up on a bridge that goes over the river, and And on the other side of that is a Walmart. So I bet you anything that there's a bunch of homeless people living right here. There was a one of my coworkers was saying that the city doesn't have jurisdiction to kick people out of the river. I don't know if that's true, but even if it's not true, they certainly don't seem to be interested in kicking people out. So there's a lot of people that live down by this river, and again, same coworker was saying that there's even people that have set up like little houses down there, like you can actually sit and like build stuff and they won't kick you out, which is you know, I think that's a good thing ultimately. I don't think the homeless problem gets any better by constantly shuffling people around like they do in some other places. What they will do, and I imagine this is an intentional thing, like anti-homeless thing, is they'll build, you know, they mow this grass and they build a path, make it into a little park. And to be honest with you, I doubt many people come to this park. I think they just do that so that homeless people won't have somewhere to set up. You know, if this was all woods, you'd be sure there'd be a bunch of tents around here. This is the Arkansas River, which is pretty wide. Not that deep, but pretty wide. You know? See some birds off in the distance and stuff. There's wildlife around here. I imagine it's a pretty dirty river being next to all this industrial, but you know, there's a little bit of woods, but I think you can see over there at least some sort of like, I don't know if that's a golf course or something, or maybe it's just another park. But yeah, not too many woods around here, so probably not too many homeless. There's an area right by where I'm working that has a huge homeless camp. It's just pure woods next to the river. I still wouldn't be surprised if there's people around here, just because it would be a convenient place to set up. You walk down to the Walmart to Panhandle and get your food and stuff. But they didn't give them much space to set up, so maybe not. There you go. That's what I was expecting to see. So there's signs in Vietnamese around here. There's pretty much Vietnamese people everywhere in America, I feel like. I guess the update on my Vietnamese is that I have not been studying since Houston, pretty much. As soon as I got that Goodwill job, I was just like, I think I'll just drop it and come back to it later, and then I really haven't come back. I tried to come back to Vietnamese like a week or two ago, and then I just haven't really kept up with it, unfortunately. But I want to come back to it. Wait. Well, I was going to talk about the laundry place, but so yeah. City noises aside, I realized yesterday this is the closest laundromat to me, which is like, luckily there's a bus that goes right here from where I'm at, and there's a nice Chinese place right there I ate from yesterday, and I just picked up some more stuff. It's relatively cheap relative to you know, typical fast food, and it's something a little different. I'm not typically a huge fan of Chinese food, but it's good stuff. You can also see the fireworks stand. There's actually one of those right across the street from me. 4th of July is coming up next week. I think it's Thursday. So, you know, stuff going on. I don't know if I get 4th of July off. I think they're talking about that. I think I might get the day off, possibly. But yeah, this is kind of the there's also an Asian market up here that I kind of want to go to, but also the bus gets here in like 10 minutes, and if I miss it I have to wait another hour or walk back, which isn't the end of the world. But the Grinder Man also looks interesting. I might try that out at some point. Yeah, this is kind of the nearest Walmart, the nearest laundry, nearest most things. Here's that Asian market. I just went and got some different things. I got some mushrooms, some like dried mushrooms, which I don't really know what I'm gonna do with, but I'll probably try and put it in the ramen. And I got a fish sauce, again for the ramen, and also just because, like, why not? I don't know. And then a couple things like different types of ramen noodles. Can you tell I like ramen? It's like the main thing that I eat. Even when I have the opportunity to buy other stuff, I mostly buy ramen. I like noodles. It's good stuff. But yeah, that did make me miss the bus, so it's actually not that far past. It might be late. I could wait for a few minutes and just see, but I don't know. I think I'm just gonna have to walk back. It's fine, it wasn't that far. But yeah, there's my getting outside for the day. Brought you along with me for it, so that's kind of where I'm at right now, and where I'm living in the area, South Wichita. I know there's just, you know, there's probably much nicer parts of Wichita. I'm just kind of hamstrung by not having transportation, mostly, and not having enough money, and not wanting to get tied down to like a year-long lease or something. So, but you know, I'm not too unhappy about it as far as that goes. I am missing the road quite a bit. I don't really like working and just feeling tied down, but it's all temporary. I just got to keep reminding myself of that. You know, if it feels bad in the moment, that's one thing, but it's not going to last that long, and I'm working towards something better. So that's what I keep telling myself anyway. A cool little nursery down there, Plant Kingdom. There's that bar I was talking about earlier. It looks like a cool little bar. I just I don't know, I never really feel like going out on weekends, so I haven't been there, but one of these days.